that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, when we can do something like reducing that, that's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these.
So that clip and all the clips I'm going to show in a little bit all come from the Democratic Socialists of America National Convention from this past weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. And we can see from the first clip that it sounds like a great place because you're not even allowed to clap. Instead, you're supposed to put up, I guess, jazz hands and make some sort of silent recognition of your appreciation. I don't really know. And I understand they're trying to be nice and inclusive to everyone, but most people recognize that if you go to a large convention like that, there are bound to be loud noises. You can't control all of it. So it just seems a little bit ridiculous to me. That being said, there are much, I guess, weirder things. So let's just let them talk for themselves.
We want to defeat capitalism. We are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay.
So first off, she called him comrade, which, I mean, you're allowed to do, but if you want to try and go away from the stigma of socialism and communism, you should probably avoid using that particular word. Also, it would suck to be a speaker there because apparently anyone can interrupt you at any point just by saying point of privilege. And that seems kind of weird to me. So apparently this guy, James, is one of the reasons that they cannot clap. Now, I understand being upset when people are talking amongst themselves if you're in a large group and trying to hear a speaker, but at the same time, it happens when you have large groups. It's part of life. All that being said, remember how he addressed everybody. He said, guys.
Okay. Is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
So guys, do you remember what James said? He said guys when talking to a group of people. And how absurd, how ridiculous he do that. He didn't even think about the people who might be trans in the crowd. And to me, this just kind of goes to show how you can take something that is supposed to be good, like respect, and just go way too far with it, which is what we have here, which is essentially the epitome of PC culture. There's nothing wrong with being respectful, but once you start demanding that people accommodate you specifically, and you don't want them to be able to say things, that kind of comes off a bit ridiculous. Also, I love how the speaker just kind of goes, okay, like you can see, I feel like in her face that like maybe this is going a little bit too far here, but we're not done yet.
We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. You don't know who it is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. And additionally, with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go in that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent, for instance, right? Because we don't want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right?
Yes, you heard that right. So not only can you not clap or say guys at this convention, but you have to be careful what you smell like, and I guess what the food you bring in smells like as well. Because I guess there's some scents that are so overwhelming and so powerful that they just can't handle it at this convention. Now, I don't know about you, but it doesn't really sound like that fun of a place to be at the moment.
And there are right-wing infiltrators who are trying to get in here, but it's going to be really traumatic for people if we're not making an affirmative effort to de-escalate each other and de-escalate ourselves, right? Take a deep breath. And feel better before you say anything. Don't really talk to anybody who doesn't have a credential, especially if you claim to be from the press. You have no idea who that person is. Please do not talk to anybody who identifies themselves as a member of the press without having credentials. Don't talk to cops. Don't talk to MAGA assholes. We're almost there. But thank you. We are going to be visited tomorrow by some MAGA protesters. Is there anybody here who's done abortion clinic escort work? By all means, don't talk to cops if there are cops there.
Now, he said a bunch of stuff, and I don't even know what to say on this. But apparently, we shouldn't talk to cops. Anyway, you remember James, the guy who said guys, the guy who had the audacity to gender everyone in the room? Well, he's back.
Point of privilege once again. Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety. Like, the be comradely isn't just for, like, let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't gonna get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance as a delegate, okay? Your need to express yourself is important, but your need to express yourself should not trump or over.
So maybe it's just me, but it seems to me that James, the guy who was complaining about everyone being too loud, was actually the loudest person in the room. He seems to be the one who is triggering others by being so loud, not the other way around. So just to kind of sum up, at the Democratic Socialists of America convention, you cannot clap. You have to do jazz hands. You cannot bring in anything that smells because that would be bad. You have to be really quiet. You can't say guys. And you can interrupt the speaker whenever you want, as long as you, I guess, acknowledge your privilege in being able to do so. Oh, and you can't talk to the cops because they are the bad guys. Oh, wait, sorry, can't say that. They're the bad people. Don't want to gender the cops here. To me, these clips really just epitomize PC culture and the problems that I have with it. Being respectful is fine. You should be respectful. But when it goes this far, I feel like you kind of lost the point. Now, that's all that I had here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And yes, that's right. I did say guys. And I hope that you appreciate the content I do. If you like getting updates like this and you like getting sources, make sure you subscribe. Check out one of my other videos before you go. And let me know what you think about this convention. Is it something you'd want to go, you'd want to visit? Personally, I would not. It does not sound like a fun time. But hey, maybe you want to do it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.